This is cradle to grave government takeover of the Pelosi health care nightmare known as this bill. I've got it in front of me. It's heavy. It's about 20 pounds. And remember, this bill was about 1,000 pages. Now it's morphed into 2,000 pages. And that's just the beginning of this horror picture show. I think people have no idea what's coming down the pike. This is the crown jewel of socialism, this bill. And we only have next week to stop it. And as a matter of fact, Sean, this isn't the final bill. The final bill won't come out until Monday night, which is a tremendous insult to the American people. We should have months to actually review this document. The Speaker is giving us about 72 hours because it says specifically that people can't purchase private health insurance after a date certain, which means people will ultimately go into a single payer plan where it is government providing health care and only one single government system. That's why this is so bad, Sean. This is socialized medicine, and this is, as I said, the crown jewel of socialism, what Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, and Harry Reid have wanted from the very beginning. Christina Romer, President Obama's economic advisor, said we're looking at about 5.5 million jobs lost if this bill goes into play. Why would we want to do that to an already suffering economy? Tax increases on the middle class, tax increases on small business, $500 billion lost in Medicare for senior citizens, people under age 30 having 8 to 12% of their income confiscated by government. There's no plus here. It's all pain, very little gain. Well, because there's a mandate that every individual citizen must be in this government plan. If they aren't in a private insurance plan, they must be in the government plan. And again, as you said on page 92, people won't even have the option of purchasing private insurance in the future. And what this will do essentially, Sean, is collapse private insurance so that everyone will fold into a single-payer government system. Barney Frank said that's the goal. President Obama has said this is the goal. That's what they wanted from the beginning. Our government has always undershot the costs, always, by about a factor of 7 to 1. Trust me, this will be trillions and trillions of dollars and will sink our ship. Remember, the dollar has lost 16% of its value in the last 7 months because of all of our overspending. This is only going to contribute to that. That's why, Sean, the clock is striking 11:59. We need people not only to call their representatives and visit their district offices. I've never done this before, but I'm asking people to come to Washington, D.C. by the carload. And next Thursday at noon, I'll be at a press conference on the steps of the Capitol. I'd love to have every one of your viewers join me so that we can go up and down through the halls. Find members of Congress, look at the whites of their eyes and say, don't take away my health care.
Congresswoman, they'll be hiding.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean, it's not inevitable. This doesn't have to pass.
I agree with you.
And I don't think it will pass if we can get people to literally, physically come to Washington, D.C. next week, anytime next week, but specifically Thursday at noon. We need to pay a house call on Nancy Pelosi and tell her what she can do with the Pelosi health care plan. An economist from Arizona State University has already calculated, Sean, that in this last year, the federal government has taken control of 30% of the private wealth produced in this country. That's stunning. 30%. Banks, insurance companies, mortgage companies, Chrysler, GM, the whole private student loan industry. Now, this is another 18% of the private economy, Sean. That would be 48% of the private wealth produced in this country. You can't, with a straight face, say that we're a free market capitalistic country anymore. And it's unconstitutional. This is unconstitutional, this bill, because you cannot force Americans to purchase a product or service against their will. This is our liberty and tyranny moment. This is it. This is about patriotism and manning up. And if we can get Americans literally by the busload to come to Washington, D.C. next week, look their member of Congress in the eye, pay a house call on Congress and say, don't you dare take away my health care, cradle to grave, we'll stop this.